Okay, hello everyone. It's ArtisanTony, and I've got the crud, so we're gonna do our best here. This is a project for a contractor that I've just recently met from Middle Tennessee, and he's doing this addition to the back of this home. Pretty nice home, and he wants some help with tying the gable in. When I get texts, Robert, let me turn that tone down on that phone. I am a general contractor, so I get messages from my subcontractors. It's raining today though, so I wasn't expecting that. Anyway, so you got all this stuff, going on here. You got this gable, you got that valley coming down, you got this wall that's taller, you got this dormer. None of this is really that complicated as far as like framing, but it can get, it's really important to just lay this stuff out before you start. Here's a picture of this picture is of that little corner right there, and that's important because you'll see this roof is going to come down into that wall. So there's lots of decisions to be made here, and they've been made up to a certain point. Do you start the roof out up here with this one, and possibly have a little cricket right there, or do you drop it and let this valley come out on top of that roof, which is what I prefer? So we're just going to start here, and I've already done. Honestly, there was more work in drawing this existing house with all these windows. uh, Even no extension you can get will draw these types of windows that I've seen. They basically have to be drawn, which is no big deal. But you'll have anytime you're doing like a renovation and you're trying to do a really good set of as-built drawings, you're going to have more time in the as-built drawing than you are, in the addition. And so anyway, what we have here is a partial screened-in area, and you can see I've been working on the screening, and this is going to be a metal screen system where you have these 2x3s, metal tube, tubular steel that are made for this kind of thing, and then we would have that inside this bay of timber frame. I think I'm just going to go down here to there somewhere, and we got 10-12 pitch. It's a 12-inch overhang past the brick, but since the framing sits on the wall, you have to add that 4 inches. We'll just see how this works out. Now I think what happens here is these rafters will, up here, this is one of the reasons I want to use the extension right quick, is because I think I need to adjust the height of this wall. Well, it's actually pretty close. What's misleading is this brick. This layer right here, this is the brick, so it would only come up, actually it would only come up to the soffit, which would be down here somewhere, but I'm just going to leave it right here so I don't have to worry about it. And I'll have to modify these rafters. Let me see how this matches up with my roof scheme. It's a little bit high, but one thing I've noticed is that this roof has multiple. That means this part of the house is wider on the other side, or there's a jut out like this, and so Sorry. So you get these, differing roof heights, which I really don't have to worry about that much. So I think I'm going to leave it. All I need is I got lucky here. All I need is enough rafters to show how the new part is going to tie in. I think what I'm going to do is just scoot this over a little bit to where I have more. Maybe one rafter past that valley. And then I'll just explode this and work with it. Because you see these tails don't hang over that far. So now I'm going to turn off this this part. And I'll go ahead and explode this. And I don't need... I'm not going to worry about that right now. I think I just need to explode the whole thing. But before I do that, I'll make a group. I can take this and delete that. I may just make this work out to where one of these rafters sits where I want it to, because I know this rafter here would be placed, and see, this wall is a little too tall over here. You wouldn't ever I thought it was the same wall. It would be done so that the back of this heel, the back of this plumb cut was flush. That's how you would do your bird's mouth, just like that. Because you want this smooth transition between your ceiling and your wall, because you have to put wall ties on here, or rafter ties, and then of course you want your drywall to be smooth transition. So that was one reason I wanted to use the extension, is just to get these back. And of course the brick would be down here again on this. So, and then this brick here wouldn't be up that high. I'm not going to worry too much about this brick. What we would normally do is, on existing work, we wouldn't poche it, or we don't show textures or finishes on the existing work. So when we start to, you can see just by looking at it now that it delineates the new work from the existing work, just by its appearance. So that's why this brick is not, it doesn't look like brick. It's just has a thickness. And this wall right here would also be right there. So now I can go in here and I think he makes these. I think these bays are components. Yeah, components. So what I can do is select that, and that, and say these are unique. And that way I can just edit one of them. We need to meet about the cabinets and come up with a layout before. Oops, that didn't work. I'm trying to record a text. We need to meet about the cabinets and do a layout before we go to the cabinet company. I'm available anytime you are this week. That's our current project in North Chattanooga. So now I can go in here and I can just pick out any of these. And I can draw a bird's mouth. Am I editing that? Now I am. I can draw a bird's mouth. And I should be able to just cut that out. I can't see it, but I think I can put, yeah. I pulled it. You can tell how the line started being thicker as I cut it out. So now, let's see how long these raptor tails are past the 18 7/8. That's because the overhang dimension is measured. I could have done the same thing just by doing this. It should be 14.5, but we'll check that. 18. Okay, so it's subtracting the, it's not subtracting the subfascia. Yeah, so this, oh man, I wish I had fixed that before. Oh, I can do it. It's no big deal. I wish I had fixed that before I turned the, exploded the, roof assembly. But you can see it's easy because I've turned them all into components, so I just have to edit one of them. Now this would be 5.5, so this is how your rafter would look. You would come in and nip off the bottom of it like that, so your fascia wouldn't be so wide like that. And that's what gives that step up in the roof. What if that did the back side too? No, that's good. So let's see. This would be what if you wanted a 16-inch overhang. What we would do is we would make this 14 and a half. Oh, I did make it 14 and a half. What I need to do is make these. These aren't that critical because I'm not really worried about them. But 14.5. You want to make your you want to make it, whatever your overhang is, you want to make it that wide to the outside of the subfascia board, because your soffit material is a given length, like 12 or 16 or 24. So you don't want to make your rafter hang over 12 inches. I guess I need to edit that. You don't want your rafter to hang over 12 inches and then add your subfascia to it, because then your soffit, you have to go and rig your soffit. And he said it was a 12-inch overhang, but I was thinking it was more like 16, but he measured it, so I trust him. It just looked like more like 16 in the photographs, but that's why you can't really depend on. Let me just do this. There we go. So that is more, but what you'd have is, back to a group. Oh, before I got that text, I was going to align, oops. I was going to do this. I was going to put this rafter, and that wall would be down below that. I was going to put this rafter, because you would have one right here at the house line for this part, like that, and that wall wouldn't be up there like that. This part of the wall would be down. This would be down here, and this would be under it. Under the rafter, like that. And then what you'd have is you would have another one of these against it. Like that. Because that would give your subfascia something to, and your soffit something to end on. And then this one would be, where am I? Yeah, this one would be right there, and then you'd have another one of these. Right there. And again, you'd have this. Where am I? I'm going to get outside of that group to edit this one. That would be, that wall would be down here. Good thing I got that little line there, because I can pull that down. To there. Oh, I see what I did. This one. This one should be over here. I messed up. Like that, and there would be another one. You wouldn't want it that big of a, you'd have another one. Even if it was close, because it might be your layout for your, well, plus you don't want more than 16 inches there, or 14 and a half between the rafters. So sometimes you end up with funky situations, where you think you got a bunch of framing all jammed up, but really it's not. I mean, it just has to be there. Now this would be down, there, and this would be, all this brick stuff wouldn't be this high. I just had it, I was just kind of roughing it out. So that's kind of where I think he's going to go and verify all this. But this to me is that is how this is framed right here. These rafters come down, and now there's probably a valley right here. If this ceiling may or may not be vaulted in here, I'm going to have to ask him that. If so, you'd have a valley right here. So, but the way we're doing this, it doesn't matter. It would matter if our new roof was sitting up here with this one, which was the first option, then it would matter. But our rafters are going to sit on this, our new structure. Okay, so now, see if I got any comments. Pyramid 7, just stopping in to say good morning. Hey there. This addition in the thumbnail looks absolutely amazing. Oh, thank you. Hey, hey, Kurt. Thank you for coming and saying hi. I've got the crud, and I'm not doing that great of a job, but this is work right now. So usually I do these videos for my customers, and they put up with the boring part so they can see how the framing's going to work. on this addition that we're doing. He's doing this addition in this little pocket right here. You can see all they have right now are these little brick stoops. And of course we're going to build out, this part's going to be, you know, concrete block with stone veneer and then a slab poured, and then he's doing the screening part of it. And then out here's going to be an outdoor kitchen and fireplace. I just had this, not the, I need to do a better job on the fireplace, but for right now what we're trying to do is figure out the framing, how this is going to tie in. And so now I'm getting ready to put the part that I know more about as far as information here. I'm going to go ahead and use the Medique's roof. Normally I would just draw this by hand, but like I said earlier, I've got a lot of time in the as-built. That as-built took 10 hours just to just to get. So right now I'm just going to run this back in here wild because I'm going to edit it, and I'm just going to run it to there. And then roof pitch is 10, overhang. Now I can change this to 16 or 12, I'm sorry, because I don't have to worry about brick, the thickness of the brick. If you want a 12-inch overhang and you have brick, which is 4 inches, takes up 4, you'd want to make your overhang 16 inches for your rafter tails. Okay, so we're going to do that, and the figures I get. New login attempt from Venezuela. What the heck? It's more spam. It's funny. So it looks like I forgot to put the gable overhang. Gable. Oh, is that in the exam? I was trying to get away from the. Let's go. I guess we're gonna go. I don't know why he puts the gable overhang in the. Advanced. Why does it always elude me? It's got this overhang left and right. That's the other. That's this side and the other side. So now the gable overhang is probably staring me right in the face. But since I got the crud, gable end rafters, gable overhang front and back. What is going on here? He's calling it the same thing. Okay, I'm just losing my mind. 12. Yep. But for some reason, oh, I see what's going on. This is why I didn't want the advanced features, because I didn't want all this mess. Now I got to turn it all off. Roof clad. Roof crud. Roof cladding. Roof. Blah, blah, blah. Roof pergola, don't know where that came from. Roof sheeting. Here we go. Roof soffit. Okay, there we go. Now we're in business. So, actually I did need the, advanced part of it, because I got to work out these gable. So on this gable overhang, what you do is because there's nothing really holding it up except these barge hangers. That's what we call them. Some people call them lookouts. Some people call them outlooks. And there's, depending on what part of the country you go in to. So I'm going to call it, I like to use what I call structural outlooks. Yes, but they're going to be horizontal. That's correct. And if you say structural, what it'll do is it'll run them back over. I said yes. Okay, that's supposed to. Making them structural is supposed to make them go all the way over to the next rafter. For some reason it didn't take. Okay, for some reason it is not taking. Size horizontal. Yes. Update. Okay. Close. Okay, we'll worry about that later. What I'm worried about now is how this part's going to tie in. And you can see here that this is where it gets a little complicated. It's not complicated at all, really. It just has to be worked out. So what I think I'll do, though, is go ahead and show some roof decking on this. So what I think I'm going to do is just come up here, and I'm just going to start in the middle of this rafter and come all the way down. Is that not going to work? Sometimes that doesn't work, so I'll have to draw it. I'll have to start right there. I guess it's the carpenter in me that wants to end in the middle. Come down here. There. And we'll start out with one big sheet, and then that'll give us a guide as to that should close, yeah. And then we'll make it 7/16. I'm going to go ahead and make it a 1/2 inch, because by the time it gets wet and swells up, it's about a 1/2 inch. And that's a better nominal dimension to work with anyway. So make group. So now we have our decking. What that's going to do is show me where this valley is going to be. And I'm going to go ahead and give that a, see if I have any more comments. Cortical larvae, good morning. Hey, cortical larvae. Oh, thank you. Software would have been useful 20 years ago. Yes, I actually have been using it for 16 years. I started using SketchUp in 2006. I used AutoCAD. I used AutoCAD from 1984. 1984 or 85. Whenever the first version came out, it was on 13 3.5 inch floppy disks. And I had a little compact luggable with a 9-inch amber screen. Look those up, the little compact luggables. I thought I was fancy too. I was fancy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this roof sheeting back on, and I'm going to steal this hatch here, this poche. I used to work for this architect back in the early 90s, who he was sort of half British, half American, and he would come in. He'd be drawing. I had this big old monitor, the old style monitors. He would draw on it with his Sharpie. He would say, "Draw this wall here," and I would be like, "Stroud." His name was Stroud Watson. He's pretty famous around here. And he would say, "Poche that wall right there." He would poche it on the thing. I would say, I would have to get alcohol and clean my monitor off. Let's see, but what I'm trying to do now is steal this texture because I want to apply it to this. Now, I don't want to put them in the same layer right now. What some of you computer nerds, geeks out there, need to go teach SketchUp how to fix this problem where things behind things bleed through. You see, I can see the rafters through the decking at certain angles. Now, if you make this finish, if you make it like oh, come on now, I didn't mean to do that. If you make it a certain thickness, it won't do it. And I think that magic thickness is probably an inch or something like that. But see, we're trying to draw accurately in CAD, so we make it pretty close to the right thickness. So anyway, I'm going to leave that on for now, and I'm going to I'll edit this. I guess I'm just going to be brave and I'm just going to go ahead and explode this because I've already got my soffit. Let's see, let's turn on some gutters, and that way I'll have, once you explode this, you lose all the whole beam part of this where it's not parametric. I was looking for the proper term. It's not parametric anymore once you explode it. So I'm going to go turn on the gutters. Yes. And they're turned off. The tag is turned off. I'm just going to turn on some stuff. Fascia, yes. Update. And let's look at see what we've got. I'm kind of mad that those outlooks didn't update. What they do is they will go over to here. I lost my, there we go. They will go over to there, and the house line rafter will be notched out for them. And I'll give you an example of the parametric qualities of this. So if I go and update this again, that'll go back to where it was. Or maybe, yeah, there it went. Now that's funny because it would update that, but for some reason I can't get it to go structural here. If I turn this, if I say yes here, structural lookers, that is supposed to make them go over to that next rafter. But you can see it's saying updating assembly, and then they don't update. So sometimes your drawing will get a little glitchy. If I say close, it's going to act funny. Well, it didn't act funny. So what I'll have to do, let me turn on my layers and see if I've got everything I want. Let me remove this. All this roof stuff, roof sheeting, soffit. Now for some reason the gutters didn't come on, didn't add. Did they? No, it should be right here after that. There they are. Okay, maybe I can get through this. So mainly what I wanted to show was this tie-in, the fact that these roofs are at different heights, and which is a good thing because now, well, I'm going to have to show this valley over here, but now what's going to happen is this valley coming down this way is going to come out and run down here. If this roof was up higher, you would have a situation where this valley coming here in that direction, all that water would be funneled into that one spot, which is not good. So we're trying to create a situation where, you know, the water can come down, kind of roll out onto this roof, and then get into this gutter down here. So I'm not sure what happened to I'm going to save this drawing, and I'm going to go say, I don't think this will do any good. Preferences. Where is it that you can model info? Here it is. Fix problems. No problems found. I always thought that was kind of funny. Fix all my problems. It should say fix all my problems. That would be fun. So I don't know. I would say purge all unused, which I accidentally just did. Sometimes if you don't have something in your folders, yeah, see what happened. My number 1 folder got deleted, and 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not too bad. I think I'll go ahead and accept that, and then I'll just recreate the site folder. So if you for SketchUp 2022, you had this new option of having folders to organize your stuff. So now, since I created that roof, I need to put all the roof stuff in there so I can know where to find it. And for some reason, it didn't create the gutters. And it didn't create the fascia either. So I'm not sure what is up with that. Soffit. It did create the soffit, which is handy because that's a pain. But I'm going to have to go around and put the fascia boards on now. So anyway, what I can do is show how, if I turn off the sheeting, I can show how we would frame this now. Because this, also this roof deck will be not cut out in a way so that this ceiling, in other words, we will have collar ties across here, and I haven't figured out exactly what height they're going to be. I think we said 10 feet. Actually, it's related to this window. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out a random section of this roof for now, just to get am I on the face? Yeah. I just want to cut out a section here. I was hoping that would help me go straight down. I just want to see where I am relating to the, yeah, that worked out. So now I can use the push-pull tool to just cut that out. There we go. And that'll show me where I think we're going to have the collar ties, which is at the bottom, just below where this fascia would be, this soffit. So if I drew a line out here, because I think we want to try to avoid the soffit a little bit, just I don't know why, but let's go to there and then we'll see what this gets us. There. That is the, I think what we'll do is I'll come down. Let's see how far that is off the floor. And then we'll come up with something logical. Get on my blue axis and lock it, and then I can just, so 12'6". That's pretty tall. Is there any advantage to leaving it to making it just 12 feet? Let's start off with 12 feet. Well, let's see where 12 feet hits above the around the window. Actually, that's pretty good. This was this was like 34 inches. 34. Yeah, that's about right. So, as far as where the existing soffit was, that's about right. So, I think we need to come down. I think what we need to do is draw us a line, a construction line to here, and then come up off the floor. Why is it not? So if I come down 6 7/8, I should be good. But let's just come down 6 because that'll give us room for our ceiling material. We'll still have a 12-foot ceiling. So then we can get rid of this because I don't trust it. And then we'll use 2x6 collar ties or ceiling joists, 5.5, and we'll pop us a line across there. Go down. What did I do? Is that right? Yeah. There we go. And I don't know why it took on the attribute of the OSB, which is weird. I may have a gremlin in my drawing. Let's see, let's select all those. Let's make a group. Triple click, 1, 2, 3. Make a group, and then I can just select all the faces. Now we shall copy They look kind of long to be using 2x6s. I don't know, it's not that long. You don't want them sagging. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to go 11 times 11. There we go. Why is that? That's weird. Anyway, I don't want to worry about too much of that right now. But as far as why I feel like I've got a gremlin in this drawing because I obviously. Oh look. It's got something to do with the style. If I change the style, what is it, to in the model, to that, no, it didn't help any. Huh. Anyway, you see how this has the actual color that Nathan wanted the Raptors to have, but for some reason I'm getting this kind of stuff. So don't know. I'm not going to worry about that kind of detail right now. What I'm trying to do is get to the point, and that is, where is this? Working at this thing. So what we would do is we would have a plate nailed down to this decking. Let's see if I have any more comments. Yep, compact. I'll take some screenshots and contact support. Oh, really? That would be awesome. That's kind of strange. Thank you. So, what we would do here is we would have a plate that is nailed down on the deck, and it would be like this, and it would be as wide as it needs to be. Yeah, a 2 by 12, 11.25 to get it to the back side of that there, and then go over. I'm just using that as kind of a guide right now, and here and here, and then it would be 1.5 thick, 1.5, and again, I don't know why it's taking on the attribute. I only want this. I realize now I'm in that group. That's what I'm doing. Okay, make group. So I want to cut that out and go outside of that and then paste it back. There we go. So now I can adjust this. You see, since I made it 1.5 inches thick, it has to be moved over to where it hits that at the corner of that right there. And then what it would do is it would extend up the roof. Let's put us a construction line right there. This part would go up there, and this part I need another extension line. You can't. It's hard to do this. It's hard to extend these lines at without a construction line there. Because it doesn't want to follow. You see, it wants to get off the like that, and then this would come all the way down to here. And then these will be cut. I think I have this exploded, right? Yeah, I do now. So what happens here is, well, let's try our fancy cut tool or trim tool from Medique. So let's put this in. Why is that all the way out there? I accidentally put those ceiling joists in that decking. Well, I think I can just grab them all. Yeah, because there's nothing else in that. Cut and then paste in place. Now, what did I do? Somehow I deleted the okay. Houston, we may have an issue here with gremlins in the drawing. I'm not selecting that, and I'm cutting it, and it's disappearing. I'm just going to select them one at a time now. For some reason, I was grabbing one little part of that, and it was deleting the whole thing. It doesn't make any sense. Alright, so let's get rid of some of these construction lines so we can see what we're doing. What I was trying to do is put this decking in because what I want to do is I want to cut these rafters. Let's see, I can probably see them. Yeah, I can see them down here. So what I want to do is I want to use this cut tool, this trim tool from Medique, and you can pick a face and then pick the end of I need to explode these, don't I? I want to get that one, and that one, and I want to explode it. Okay, so then I want to take this one, and I want these to be groups, individual. Yeah, so now I should be able to pick that face, that one right there. Okay, no. This one. This didn't work. I'm going to be mad because there we go. I'm going to have to trim every one of these. I think it's working. Yep, I think it's working. I'm just going to find this one. Oh, it worked. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. I was going to have to go. I've had to do this before where I had to do this manually. I had to draw a line around the rafter all the way around like that, weird angles and stuff, and then use the push pull or whatever, cut or delete everything. So that worked pretty good. Thank you, Nathan Medique. And then all this stuff in here can go away now. I'm gonna leave all this soffit and stuff. Let's see, this can go away. because what I'm going to do is I'm going to push all these back. I'm going to leave them for right now, but what I'm trying to do is show how these rafters would tie in. So what I can do is delete these two. And take that. Oops, I'm hitting the delete button. Thank you. Thanks, Jesus, for the undo button. That. And then I want to copy it over here somewhere just to get it out of the way. And I want to mirror it. What is that back there? Oh, it's a shadow. Okay. -1. And then I'm going to take it and move it. Get my axis locked. I don't want to pick that. Yeah, it should be right. Yeah. And we have our symmetrical valley. Now, the thing is, in order to do this, can we get one more ceiling joist in here? Not really. But we can, what we may do is, let's not worry about that collar tie right now. The only way to frame it like this is if these right now, this is why I drew the existing framing. Right now, this decking is over there. So part of this is wrong and part of it's right. Literally, the only rafters that are going to work like this are these four, and it just occurred to me because, and this is part of the complexity of this. This roof right now is over here. This decking is right here. It goes up to, I'm going to need some assistance here. I'm going to need a construction line. What in the world? Oh, that's the wrong plane. What I need is the bottom of the rafter. Am I editing this? Yeah. So I want a line. I need a line that goes up from here to there, all the way over to, oops, and inside the wall. Sounds like a Pink Floyd album. Over to here and back down. We can get in here properly. Did I do it? Looks like I did it. Yep. There we go. That's where the roof decking is now. If I can get out of this place and get back into it. So you see, yeah, my little, I mean, it wasn't all for nothing, but literally the only part of this that's going to work is and see this. What is going on there? Oh. I didn't chop out the whole thing. There we go. Now we're getting realistic. I thought that looked strange. And this little part is back in. So if I pull this over to there, I can delete this. That's how this roof decking is now. So what's going to have to happen, and this is what I was talking to Nate about, the contractor, is that these rafters are going to have to go down and tie into this wall right here. So what we need to do is cut this back to here. Just no big deal. I don't know why I have that line on there anyway, right there. Oops. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Oh, that was hollow. That's weird. That was an optical illusion. Somehow I lost the bottom of that 2x12. And it's not, that didn't work. Must be open on the other end too. Oh, am I not editing it? Maybe that would help. Maybe that would help. That did help. Okay, so now we're cooking with gas. And so now these two rafters right here, that one literally could sit on, I don't know why this rafter couldn't be one of these rafters. Is this a whole bay right here? Yeah, it's a whole bay. So let's get rid of this one. And this is something you would just make work out on the job. You just take this one and run it over there. Where it touches the, not touches the brick, but that didn't work. I need a reference point. So, you wouldn't want it touching the brick, but you'd leave a 1/2 inch gap or something right there. Like that. And then this one. So you're only going to have one rafter that does the weird thing. I was thinking we'd have a couple. It really kind of depends on how this lays out, but this is why we're planning it, because so really what we do is to get our layout, to make sure our layout is correct, we copy this one and go 32. Let's see. That didn't work. What is this? Yeah, okay. So what is this? These are on 2-foot centers. Boy, am I mad now. I wonder why there wasn't that many rafters in there. Ba 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 ba. We're gonna fix this real quick. We're gonna fix this real quick. As a matter of fact, what we're going to do is we're going to make this part of this, and we're going to delete all these. I kept wondering why there was only one rafter that was going to hit that wall. I didn't realize honestly, I like the extensions, but you know, if you're not paying attention, which I know that's my fault, but so now I want to go, let's see how far it is from here to there. 30 feet, so that's 30 times 16, it's 480, right? Times 16, times 0.75, 380 times 0.75. Oh no, it'd be 30 times 0.75 is 22. So what I want to do is, unfortunately, I got to delete these. Well, let's leave them alone for right now. I'm going to go we're going to run this over 16 times 22. So what I'm going to do is get rid of this one and that one. Wait a minute. That one was literally in the right place. I mean, that was a good one. What it is, you know, every third one is what you'll get on a 16-inch, you know, from a 24-inch layout. That one's going to have to be, and these two are going to have to be cut. There we go. So that makes more sense, because I was wondering why there wasn't at least two rafters hitting above this door, and then you'd have one in the corner too, because you'd want a nailer there, and so that's where it gets a little complex. It's not complex, it's just stuff that has to be worked out. But you can see, it's funny. What's funny is that put one next to the brick, like the way I had it. So this one would just be, and this is not like something you know for sure until you do it. But But again, this is why we do this planning, so that we can know what to look for as we're going. So then this can be exploded, and then I can just kind of see that rafter. Yeah, these two and this one explode, and I can pick that. Then I can go under here. Not sure what was that. What happened there? Oh, I got you. Accidentally selected that thing. So let's start over just to make sure we're not screwing up. I want to trim to that face, so I'm going to come down here now and make sure I don't pick the wrong thing. There we go. And I'm going to go over here and do the same thing, but I need to delete this one. There we go. Thank God for Medic tools. Big help. Oh. That's not one. Okay. Somehow it keeps locking onto that. I just need to be more careful about what I select. There we go. It kept jumping over to that fascia board, that subfascia. I'm going to alter it later. Right, so we got our little rafters back in there. Which one? This one needs to be taken out. That was on the 2-foot layout. Okay. That works better. Now, what's going to happen here is this brick is going to have to be cut out at a pretty exact height. This is what I was trying to explain. I'm just going to cut out a piece just kind of randomly right now. And am I on the green axis? Yeah, there we go. And then we will, all this brick up here is going to have to be torn out. Is that the back side of that wall? Oh man, come on now. I didn't want to mess up my wall. So I'm trying to find the wall. That is the wall. Okay, it's just that this should be down right there. That was confusing me a little bit. All right, so now what we're going to need, if I can get out of that group, we're going to need a nailer. Well, let's see. So there should be this is going to be a little tricky because this brick has to stay up. a certain height, or you'll be able to see. You know, it just depends. You could probably get by with cutting it. Oops. You could probably get by with cutting it down to the top of this brick. I mean the beam. It might be that, you know, there's going to be studs in this wall. You know, there's going to be a corner piece here, and but you'll probably be able to get by with, what is this height right here? Let's see, what am I in? I want to get out of that wall group. I don't want to be stick. I don't want it sticking to that. So am I in this? Am I in this? Okay. So if you had a 2 by, what would that be? A 2 by 10. 9.25, and it went over to here, and it bolted. Let's see, 1.5. Make that a group, and then that is bolted to. See, that whole thing went the right color. I don't know why these rafters do this thing where the sides of them. I thought it was. I see that side is the right color, but this side over here is acting weird. I have to ask Nathan about that. But somehow we got to get this to where we got. This is why we're doing this whole drawing. Is this little section right here. And so what we would do is we'd use rafter ties, some kind of angle bracket to I'm not doing all of them, man. Yeah, I did, didn't I? So I gotta go back and undo that. I need these right here. I need these two. I need these two to be a unique. And there was an old. That's one of the old rafters on the 2-foot layout. That was weird. Is there any more else kind of weird stuff? So now, since I've got these as unique, only these two. I go all the way down there and I come all the way. Jesus help me. Come all the way back up. I should be able to, get to where I can see the other side at the same time, and then go over to there and zap it. But what we can do is trying to get out of that group. This would have hangers This piece right here would be bolted. Now we could double that, and then that might help with this situation where it's got a funny end on it. And then you would just drop it. This would be dropped. Again, this is the kind of thing. I hate having to go out of these, back out to get out of these groups, but anyway. So then what you would do is let's make these two, this little beam thing. Now this is one option. The other option would be to take these rafters all the way into that wall and stack something on top of the header of this door. So I'm going to do one side this way, and I'm going to do the other side the other way. Because what would happen is this would come down to here, like that. So what you do is you just mark out where this rafter is sitting on top of the beam. You transfer that line over, and you could notch this out. Where can I get it to go? Yeah, this comes up, comes over. Then this comes down like that. Why did it do that? There we go. So you just notch the, that's a little convoluted. I can see where some carpenter would want to do that. I mean, I'm a carpenter too, I'm just saying. That might be, that's one option. That's those two. Like that. These would be bolted to the wall. The other more practical option may be where this actually goes into the wall. Let's chop out this brick. In any event, the brick's going to have to be tore out on, pretty much both sides. Or it will be on both sides, torn out. I'm going to go back. There we go. And then this line should go away, but I don't know if I'm going to mess up. No, I didn't mess up. So what you would have here is you would have framing. You would have a header above this door. So if we brought the brick down for now, I can't go all the way down because that'll delete it right there. What is that? That's 9 5/8. So if we go 9 1/2. That'll leave a little sliver in there, and I can pull it back up. And then, if we just, how can I do this without making a big deal out of it like I already have? This, what did I do? I did that. I guess it's time to, good Lord, you got to get outside of these groups to stop editing them. You got to get outside of it and click outside of it. There really needs to be a better way, because when you're doing surgery like this, you really just want to be able to move around. I need to research that and see what that's all about. I've never really been satisfied with that part of SketchUp. What is this right here? I'm going to go back 10 feet just to get that out of the way right now. And I'm going to go get this out of the way. Get back here where I can see. Go back 8.5 feet. Get that out of the way, and now I can just work on this. What I'm trying to do is get this wall out of this part of the wall out of kind of that schematic mode. What I may have to do is just get rid of it altogether. Well, that's funky. What is that about? Looks like it needed to be fixed anyway. Oh, this is the door. So there was some convolution going on there anyway. So what I might do is draw a short section of wall with Medique's let's just try that. Let's try a wall, a gable wall. Let's try this, and let's try 10 feet, 120 inches, and we'll make this 10, 12. Wall direction. Is this going to be right? Yeah. So then what we'll do is we will edit this, and what should that be? Oh, the 10 feet 1. Edit. Oh, that's upper. Okay, so 121 inches, and it should be a 10-12. I don't know why that didn't catch. And I don't want any wall sheeting or drywall. No. No. And why is it still there? Is this the inside or the outside of the wall? I'm not going to worry about it. But I'm going to go nuts. What is this? That is the... I see what it's doing. I've got the wall backwards, but I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to turn all that off. I need to turn off this siding. That's what it is. I need to say no wall cladding. Wall cladding, no. Okay. Okay, this is what I was trying to get to. That's looking good, actually. So what you'll have is a header, so we'll put a door in here. believe it's 32 inches by 80, two 2x10s, and built up on top and bottom. And you wouldn't have, yeah. So let's not put any door. I don't want any door in there. No. I just want the framing. Update. And we'll see if we can get it in here at the right place. Oh, I see it now. That's going to be pretty close. So I need to get this where this is at the top of the door opening. Oh man. It's actually not too far off. The problem is the framing itself. Oh, I see. The framing needs to be moved out to here. Let's see, that's the brick. So the framing would be right there. I just have the doors. Oh, I see what's going on. The door should be back in there more. Actually, it wasn't too far off. So where's the bottom of the header? So the header needs to be raised up. Can I get in there somehow? There we go. Okay. Let's raise it up 3 inches and see what that does. Let's see. Door header height 83. Yeah, it should be at least 82.5 anyway. Oh, I gotta actually edit the door. That's what it is. 80. Let's make it 83 for now. 83. 83. Update. Let's make 83.5. Yeah, it's going to be somewhere right in there. The header is just going to be a little gap above the door frame. So the point here is, and this is kind of why I was leaning towards doing it like this on the other side. What if I got this wall in the right plane? Yeah, it should be, that should be a 1/2 inch right there. It is. So the wall is in the right plane as far as, where it would be in relation to the rafters. So what we do on these headers is we make this piece flush with the outside like that. We don't nail them together like that. That's what we call it, a box header. So you see, you literally could, if this is a pretty decent representation of one thing we could do is just raise it up to where raise the whole roof up to where it was sitting on, or you could just cut on these two. Let's see, what am I doing? Editing. I gotta get out of this silly. There we go. I want to get these. Am I at the right place? Yeah, these are two are. Okay, those two are the same component. I was trying to make sure I wasn't going to be editing all the others. So if this is a true representation, you literally could just come in here and, well, you'd come to here, obviously, and do it like that. Like that. Now, if the header wasn't exactly in that same place, you would just build up on top of the header. Like you might have to add a 2x6 or something. I'm pretty sure this is a 2x6 wall here. So you would just, lay 2x6s in there or whatever until blocking in there until you got these two rafters at the right, till you got it to where you wanted it. Like that. Now the other, and see, this is the kind of thing you don't really discover until now, but depending on where this rafter is going to hit, you could literally move this whole roof. I don't know if it's worth moving the whole roof up over, but you could move this roof up until you got like a regular, because I don't know, some carpenter may do something wild, like, not wild, but you could come down, you could notch it to where it's like that. Maybe that would make them feel better. I don't know. It's going to be one of those things where you just have to kind of work that part out, because we won't know until we just can't know until you get into that wall and see where. But we need to get into the wall a little bit to find out these things. I wouldn't just start framing this beam, putting this beam up and all this structure without knowing exactly what height it needs to be off the, right now we have it at 8 feet. Now, the interesting part here is that we're going to have, did I have decking on this thing? Did I make the mistake of not? Oh, we did. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. And I know that's in here somewhere. I'm not going to worry about that right now. What I'm going to do is show how this new part would come to play. But I'm going to turn that off for right now. And I need to put this in the decking too. I need to put this in the roof sheeting. And let's see if we have any comments. Oh, free virtual girls chat. Come on, guys. Come on now. Just Stop it. I'm gonna report your butt. Remove. Put. Can't you block these people? Put user in timeout. Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't trolls me, man. So what you have to do now is on the existing part, we'll have to have ourselves some let's see. How do I want to do this? I just want to explode this group, and I'm going to copy this thing. I'm going to make it unique. Huh. Oh, I exploded it. Okay, good. I didn't copy. Did I copy the whole thing? I didn't want to copy the whole thing. I did, didn't I? I just wanted to copy that one. Because what we would do now is we'd pick a side, probably this side over here. Well, let me fix this rafter first. So what we would do is we would build, make little rafters where we just came up here somewhere, and can I get a right angle here? SketchUp. Are you gonna help me? Why is it not just going automatically to 90? I can't even follow the line. So what we want is just a piece of it, you know. And then this part of it's gonna extend on down. This is where turning on the decking might help. The roof sheeting. That's floor sheeting. That's not roof sheeting. Roof sheeting. There we go. I need these in 2 different layers, really. I'm just going to call it roof sheeting existing. That way I can turn it off. So I need to be able to see that angle. I should have done the back side first. There's some lines in there somewhere you can't see. I can delete them without. I knew that was going to happen. Took the words out of my mouth. So then that one. Then you would have one here. Let's see. And what I really meant to do was put these on the other side of these rafters because, that's going to be okay. Yeah, it'll be all right. Doesn't really matter. You don't know exactly how these rafters are working out. This is just kind of a guide, anyway. So now I need an extension, construction line here, so I can extend this one down. There. Like that. And you would have a where is our other decking? And then, so you would have this same sort of thing where you had this that's underneath there, so that needs to be right there. Yeah. So then you'd have your and this is going to have to be let's put this line coming over here first. Okay, that's where that's going to stop. So this, again, this gets it's kind of funny because this literally is just kind of piecing it in. Well, it would be up here somewhere. And this part's a little anal because, I mean, I still like putting the this down, even though it might not seem like it's necessary. I still like putting this plate down because it helps distribute the weight. And we'll make it all look nice and neat here in a minute. That's what you would have. You'd have a subfascia on this one coming over. let's make it a group. And we'll get rid of this thing. I didn't realize it would become part of it. And so then it will come over, and when it hits that roof, then this will come over, and this is kind of funny because this is really all, when you're building this in real life, you're literally kind of piecing it in like this, where, okay, that hits that, and then this thing comes down, and literally just wherever you feel like, whatever you had for lunch, if I get it locked on there. You know, you might have had tacos for lunch and you're feeling, hairy. You're feeling like you want this to be really looking good because somebody might, 1,000 years from now dig into it and say, wow, that guy really cared. He just fit that 2x12 in there just awesomely. But the main thing is that it's there, and then this again would just run up. Let's turn the decking off now. It would just run up until it hit something like that. I don't know. Most people wouldn't worry about this too much. They'll just be in there kind of like that, and then you would again, all that what that does is distribute the weight evenly. Because what happens is, if I turn off both decking, you'll see that sometimes these rafters, like this is kind of lucky where this rafter hits, this one hits on top of that one, so it's not a big deal. But if you have a rafter that hits like in the middle of two, it can actually make the decking sag between it. So what you're doing with this 2x here is you are distributing the weight evenly. What am I doing? I didn't grit it. I didn't grab it, did I? And it just, oops, I didn't get it. And it just makes for a better job. Oops, I didn't mean to turn the schema back on. I meant to turn the roofing back on, the roof decking. So now what would happen is this part would be new, and I'm just going to draw it separately to kind of leave it new, where this comes over, hits on the top of it, yeah, that, then comes over. This is just a piece of decking you fill in like that. And I'm going to leave it. Yeah, actually, yeah, what really needs to happen is this half inch, make this 3 a group, this part would be, I got this backwards. This part would be that, and this new would be that. That's how you would show it. You would show your new work with the poche. So I can, when I'm talking to the contractor or the owner, in this case it'll be the contractor, I can say, you know, all this existing decking is the white part, and this the new decking is that. And then if we turn it off, so that would actually go in the layer of the roof sheeting, and then I can turn it off, and you can see the existing, and you can see the new framing coming down like that. Let's see. I need to check that, don't I? Yeah, this part needs to go over. Hit that roof first, then go up, and over, and down, and then down there. That's a filling piece, so that's new construction. And then we got to do our roof framing, so let's take off both of those. And oops, got to put this in roof sheeting. And I wonder if my rafters, they might be close. What I can do is I can take this and this, oops, take these out of that group and paste them back, and then make this a group. Then I can copy it and I can mirror it, and then I can see how close I can make it work out on this side by turning on the decking. And roof sheeting, and new. Right now I'm just trying to get this plate working right. I was pretty close. Dang, did I get it? Dang. Dang. So then I just have to adjust these rafters to go beside these rafter extensions like that, and then I just have to turn off this and adjust them. I don't know, maybe yeah, it looks like it worked out pretty good. There we go. Sometimes you need that construction line to help you your reference, see how it's following it. I don't have to worry about getting it off out of whack that way. Alright, so now this thingamabob, the ridge will come back, and let's turn on excuse me, the existing I'm editing that, so let's just draw some line there. Can we see it somewhere? And I should be able to cut the whole thing. Oh, good. Got that. Okay. Now, really what we should do is block between these rafters. You know, even if you just took a piece of is it not gonna? I don't know why it won't do a rectangle at an angle. It's weird. Even if you took a piece and just a 2x10 or something, 2, 5, 4, or 2x8s, whatever your rafters are, 7.25. You know, it's not. There's not going to be that much weight on. Not as much as you think, because it's the weights. Oops. The weight is pretty evenly distributed on the roof because of this plate you put down here. So it's just, but again, if you want to have a safety precautionary piece of framing there, perfectly legitimate. Alright, so that is a hairy little tie-in, you see. This is a long video. Let's see. No more questions. I may edit this for time. What time is it? 11:04. Time to eat peanut butter and crackers and Perrier. Let's turn on our new roof, the new roof sheeting. You can kind of see that. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to work on this afternoon. I'm going to work on this valley. I'll extend this roof on over, but really the valley there is inconsequential now because, I mean, it's there. I may make a part 2. I may do another live stream afterwards, and that may be the one I actually show the contractor, because this one kind of turned out to be very long, and I was coughing a lot from having the weird stuff. And I'm mad because my fascias didn't get put on the roof, this roof. I'm going to put fascias on and all that. So what I may do is get this to a point, and then start back. So we will end it here, and sorry for the long drawn out and coughing, but I got to keep working even if I'm well, it's rainy today, so this is good kind of stuff to do in the office, get caught up on drawing work. So, but thanks for putting up with the cough and the sneezy and the cold and me and long videos. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thanks a lot.